Your child has been going to preschool for 3 months without a problem. Drop-offs were smooth. They walked in fine. And then one Tuesday morning, they wrapped both arms around your leg and sobbed, and you could not get out the door. The teacher had to peel them off you. And as you walked to your car, you were wondering, did I do something wrong? Did something happen? Is my child falling apart? Here is what I need you to know about that morning. That clinginess, that protest, is almost certainly not a sign something is wrong. It is your child's attachment system doing exactly what it was designed to do. And once you understand that, these mornings shift from heartbreaking to almost reassuring. First, this is extraordinarily common, and it peaks at very specific, predictable ages. Separation anxiety typically spikes around 8 to 10 months, again around 14 to 18 months, and again somewhere between 2 and 3 years. These spurts happen because they almost always coincide with a developmental leap. Your child has just gotten smarter about how the world works, and one thing they now understand is that you can leave, and that they cannot control it. The American Academy of Pediatrics and 0 to 3 both describe separation protest as a healthy expected feature of early childhood development, not a behavioral problem, not a parenting failure, and not a sign that you have made your child too dependent on you. In fact, the research suggests the opposite, but we need to understand how the attachment system works before that will make sense. Psychiatrist John Bowlby spent decades studying what happens between children and their caregivers, and he identified something he called the attachment behavioral system. Think of it as a biological alarm that activates whenever a child senses danger, including the danger of separation from their safe person. When a toddler's parent disappears from view, the brain reads that as a threat, not a logical considered threat, a bodily urgent survival level alarm. Reach for your person. Do not let them go. Because for most of human history, a small child separated from their caregiver was in genuine danger. The system is ancient and deeply wired. It does not care that this is a licensed preschool with trained staff. It cares that the one safe person just walked out the door. Now, here is where most parents expect me to say, and that is why your clingy child is insecure. But that is not what the research found. Mary Ainsworth, who tested Bowlby's theory in a landmark study called The Strange Situation, brought toddlers into a room, had their parent leave, and watched what happened. And the children who protested the loudest, who cried the most urgently on separation, were often not the least secure. In many cases, they were the most securely attached. And why the children who protest the most are often the most secure. That changes everything about how you read those drop-off mornings. Here is what Ainsworth found. Securely attached children are more likely to show visible distress on separation because they have a clear, trusted attachment figure to protest to. They have learned that their caregiver is responsive, that objecting works, that their feelings get a reaction. In contrast, children with insecure avoidant attachment have learned something different, that distress does not reliably get a response, so they suppress it. They look calm at drop-off, and parents sometimes interpret that quiet as security when it can actually reflect the opposite. The protest is the relationship working. Your child is lobbying for you hard because they trust that you are the person worth lobbying for. There is also a developmental piece underneath this. Jean Piaget's work on object permanence matters here. Very young children do not yet hold a solid mental image of you when you are out of sight. They cannot picture your face clearly and trust that you will return. Out of sight can still feel like gone. As that capacity develops, as they can carry you with them in mind, the protests typically ease. That trust is built one successful goodbye at a time. One strategy. Developmental researchers consistently point to the goodbye ritual as the most powerful tool here. Brief, warm, consistent, and followed through. A hug, a specific phrase you always use. I will pick you up after lunch. I love you. I will be back. Then a confident exit. Not a prolonged goodbye. Not sneaking out when they are distracted. Not turning back when the crying escalates. Research on separation anxiety shows consistently that confident, predictable goodbyes build a child's internal model faster than uncertain, open-ended ones. Every successful goodbye is a data point. Your child's brain is slowly learning. They always come back. The honest hedge here, some children take weeks to settle into a new drop-off rhythm. Some take longer. A few need additional support. And if your child's distress is extreme, genuinely not improving over months or affecting sleep and eating at home, that is exactly what your pediatrician or a child therapist is there for. Not as a sign of failure, as the right next step. Back to that Tuesday morning. Your child wrapped around your leg and sobbed. That was not falling apart. That was the attachment system activating exactly on schedule. Bowlby and Ainsworth showed us that protest is the relationship working, and securely attached children often protest the most because they trust that you are worth protesting for. The developmental leaps at 8 to 10 months, 14 to 18 months, and 2 to 3 years make these spurts predictable. And brief, confident, consistent goodbyes build the mental model that eventually makes them easier. Every child moves through this at their own pace. If the distress feels extreme or is not easing at all across several weeks, talk to your pediatrician or a child therapist. That is the right move, not a sign anything has gone wrong with you or your child. This is Why Kids Do That. Next episode, we are asking a question that surprises almost every parent. Why does a child who was completely potty trained for months suddenly start having accidents again, or asking for a pacifier, or whining like a much younger child? That is regression, and it is not what most parents think it is. It is actually one of the most reassuring signals in all of child development, and I will show you exactly why. Subscribe so you are there when it drops.